Dear students, welcome to Army Public School PMA Resource Network. Before we start our today's lesson, please subscribe this page and click on bell icon. Students, this session will be based on English literature and English language. So, first we are going to start week 6, subject English literature, The Railway Children, chapter 3, teacher Saida Shah. The main objectives or learning outcomes of our today's lesson are: read and listen to the events of chapter 3, read and comprehend the text to answer the questions, listen to the narration and assess your understanding of the chapter, answer the self-assessment questions asked by the teacher and assess your understanding of the chapter. Listening activity. During this activity, students to keep the novel closed, play the CD of corresponding chapter, listen carefully to the story, and ask yourself some relevant questions. These questions are for your self-assessment.
Okay, students, now keep your novel closed and listen the narration carefully conducted by me, as you will be asked self-assessment questions after this narration. Let's start reading. Despite their adventure with the station master, the children could not keep away from the railway. One day, they were sitting on a hill near the tunnel, waiting for the 9:15 train to pass. Then, suddenly, they heard a loud noise and saw the train. It looked like a large, loud monster. "Let us call this train the Green Dragon," said Peter. "It's loud and long, just like dragon." "The Green Dragon is going where father is," said Phyllis. "Let's all wave to it as it goes by. It may take our love to father." The three children stood up and waved their handkerchiefs to the train. Suddenly, hand waved back. It was the hand of an old gentleman. From that day on, the children waved to 9:15 train, and the old gentleman always waved back at them. On their way back, they saw the station master. "Good morning, children," he said. "Here is an orange for each of you." He gave the children oranges and kept walking. "Well, that's strange," Peter said. "Perhaps he does not remember us from the other day." "He is a good fellow, isn't he?" said a voice from behind. The children turned to look. "I'm Perks, the porter. Nice to meet you," said a tall, thin man. "Nice to meet you too," the three children responded. The porter was a nice man and told them many stories about the railway. The three children liked him very much and they promised to visit him again.
What do you see in this picture? Describe the picture and the characters in your own words.
The children arrived back home excited and full of stories for Mother. However, they found Mother quite ill. Her head ached, her throat was sore, and her hands were burning hot. "Children, your mother is sick and needs help. I think we must call Dr. Forrest," Mrs. Winnie said. The doctor came and examined Mother. "Well, your mother has the flu," he finally said. "Make her some beef soup, tea, and give her milk and soda water, and there is a list of things she will need. Now, let her rest, and she will be fine in no time." When the doctor left, Mother told Bobby, "Dear, we cannot afford all those things the doctor said. Tell Mrs. Winnie, make a simple soup and I'll be fine." Bobby was quite upset by this, but she had an idea. She decided to write the old gentleman from the 9:15 train, asking for his help. The next morning, Bobby and Peter waited for the green dragon to pass. When they saw the train, they held up a sign that said, "Look out at the station." Now, your self-assessment questions from this reading page are: what would you think of Bobby's decision to write to the old gentleman and ask for his help? What would you do in the old man's place? The old gentleman saw the sign, and when train arrived at the station, Phyllis ran to him and quickly placed a letter in his hand. This is what she said: "Dear Mister, we do not know your name. Mother is ill, and we need these things at the end of the letter. But we have no money. Father is away, and we do not know anybody here, only you. So please help us. Father will pay you when he comes back, or Peter will pay you when he's older. We promise. Roberta, Phyllis, and Peter." In the evening, there was a knock on the door. It was Perks the porter. "Hello, children. This package is for you," he said, and left the package on the table. "Oh, look," Bobby said as she opened the package. "Everything we asked for is here, and even more. We must thank the old gentleman." A few days later, when the old gentleman looked out of the train, he saw the children holding a big sign that said, "She's almost well, thank you." He smiled and waved his handkerchief out of the window. Now, your self-assessment questions from this reading page are: what was the reaction of the children when they received the package from the old gentleman? How would you feel if you were there in their place?
What is happening here? Describe this picture in your own words. Suggest a suitable title for this chapter 3. What do you think? What will happen in the next chapter? Main events of the chapter 3. Children could not keep away from the railway. One day, they were sitting on the hill. They heard a noise of the train. They called the train Green Dragon because it looked like a large, loud monster. Every day, children waved to the 9:15 train because they were thinking that it might take their love to their father, and the old gentleman always waved back at them. In this chapter, they also met the new character, Perks the porter. The porter was a nice man and told them many stories about the railway. The three children liked him very much, and they promised to meet him again. When the children came back from the railway station, they found Mother quite ill. They called the Dr. Forrest. When he examined Mother, he wrote a list of things for the treatment, but they could not afford it. Bobby was quite upset, so she decided to write the old gentleman from the 9:15 train. In the evening, there was a knock at the door. They received the package, and everything they asked for was there. Now, it's your turn to read the chapter yourself twice and take important notes during reading. Success criteria for your upcoming written task is: remember to underline the difficult words and find synonyms and antonyms. Make meaningful sentences. Give your input and answer the questions. Answer the questions after reading the chapter twice. Now, I want to give you some written tasks. Enter the underlined words in the vocabulary journals along with their meanings. Use any four words to make sentences. Answer the following questions. To whom did children write a letter? Why? What kind of person do you think the station master is? What did he do in response to the children's letter? Week 6. Subject English Language. Topic Unit 2 Stories. This session will be based on Lesson 3 Make a Superhero, Cambridge Global English Learner's Book, page number 24 and 25. Lesson 5 The Seekers, Cambridge Global English Learner's Book, page number 28 to 33. Dear students, now we are going to start Lesson 3 Make a Superhero. Main objectives or learning outcomes of the lesson are: follow instructions to draw a cartoon or superhero character. Learn to write instructions using verbs. Draw, create, and present a favorite superhero character. Know about imperatives. Know that instructions always start with a verb. How to draw a superhero. First, draw your superhero's head. Next, draw a simple stick person with a circle for a head. Don't press too hard on your pencil. Use a light pencil line. Then you can rub out the guidelines later. Decide now if your superhero is a boy or a girl. Is he or she wearing a mask? What is the expression on his/her face? You can take help from this picture. Now draw your superhero's body. Then add the rest of your superhero's body. Think about your superhero's clothing. What is he/she wearing? Boots, armbands, a cap, a belt. Does he/she holding anything? Your cartoon superhero drawing is complete. Rub out the guidelines and add some colors. Dear students, you have listened the instructions during how to draw a superhero. These instruction words are called imperatives. Instructions always start with a verb like draw, add, don't press. For example, draw a simple stick person, add some color, don't press too hard on your pencil. Dear students, success criteria of your upcoming task is read the language detective box on page number 25, learner's book, and see the use of instruction words or imperatives. Start each instruction using a verb. Now your task or the home assignment is underline the instruction words in exercise 2, page number 24, learner's book 4. Students will write the recipe of making tea or tank. Now we are going to start lesson 5, the seekers. Main objectives or learning outcomes of the lesson are listen to and read an adventure story, predict a story, describe a story scene. Students, look at the pictures on the slides and predict what type of story it will be.
Now, look at the title of the story, The Seekers. These are the pages taken from Learner's Book, page number 28 and 29. Now let's start reading the story. I hope you will enjoy it. The Seekers. Long ago, a wicked tribe, called the Dagons, captured the peaceful kingdom of Raban. Only one thing could save the kingdom and the people of Raban. 3 magic stones that were hidden in a secret place. The people of Raban wanted to be free, but first someone had to find the magic stones. So, every year, the guardian of the kingdom chose a special boy or girl to go on a journey to find the stones. Before the guardian chose the special boy or girl, they gave them a test. They wanted a boy or girl who was brave, strong, and intelligent. But the journey was very difficult and dangerous. So far, no one had finished the journey, and no one had found the stones. Then, one day, a young boy called Kehan came to the test. He was a little boy with a big heart. He wanted to discover the secret place, find the stones, and save the kingdom. To his surprise, Kehan passed the test. The guardian said that he could take 2 friends with him on the journey. He chose his good friend Bariel and another boy, Horeb, to go with him. The guardians gave each child a sword. The swords had magic powers to protect the children on their difficult and dangerous journey. Now, our 3 heroes are at the beginning of their journey in the wild countryside of Raban. In front of them are 2 paths. On the left, there is a path through thick forest down to the valley. On the right, there is a narrow mountain track. The Seekers, based on the story by Valerie Bloom.
Dear students, now comes main events of the story, The Seekers. Long ago, a wicked tribe called the Duggins captured the peaceful kingdom of Raban. Only 3 magic stones could save the kingdom and the people of Raban that were hidden in a secret place. So, every year, guardian of the kingdom chose a special boy or girl. They wanted a boy or girl who was brave, strong, and intelligent in order to find the stones. Now, 3 heroes, Kiham, Burial, and Horeb, are at their journey in the wild countryside of Raban in order to find those 3 magic stones. Now, the success criteria of your upcoming task is: read the story. While reading, underline the difficult words like tribe, captured, peaceful, kingdom, guardian, discover, sword, and countryside. Now, look up the meanings of the given words in the dictionary. Focus on the language of the story while reading and write a short story. Now, your written task is: write the difficult words in the vocabulary journal along with their meanings. Use any 4 words in sentences. Write the values you learned in the story, The Seekers. Now, your creative writing task is: write a short story. Be creative and imaginative while choosing characters, setting or places, and plot or theme of the story. Write the story in past simple tense. Beginning, middle, and ending of the story should be linked. Refresh the concept of the past simple tense using the language detective box at page 30, Learner's Book. Use adjectives to describe the places and characters in the story in 60 to 65 words. Make mind map, web diagram on the work page, and write moral of your story. Now it's a time to say thank you and goodbye.